Hey team, welcome to today's lesson. We are going to be stripping things right back to the basics today. We're going to be looking at the foundations of lifelong health and fitness. And you know well enough by now, we are not looking for perfection, we're looking for balance, and we're looking to create habits that fit seamlessly into your life for years to come. So that's what we're going to look at in today's lesson. I know you know most of this, but it's good to reinforce it because it's not going to do you any harm to go over this stuff again, okay? So first up, why most health journeys fail? Well, basically we overcomplicate stuff. We make things too complex with extreme approaches, whether that's extreme workouts, extreme diets. And what happens is that when it's too extreme, it's unsustainable. When it's unsustainable, it's going to lead to inevitable burnout. When you quit because you can't do it anymore because you're burnt out, you're going to start thinking you're a failure. That can filter into other walks of life as well. So we just have to be careful of this. And the diet industry is going to thrive on you. Not just the diet industry, the fitness industry thrives on people's desires for quick fixes because it can run on your emotions. It can really take advantage of your emotions that way. Now, what we need to do here is we need to step back, look at the bigger picture, and not chase perfection. We want to set ourselves up for success, not for the ultimate disappointment that will come if we do chase perfection. So with that kind of mindset, whenever you kind of slip up, air quotes required there, you will feel like a failure. And that's a vicious cycle because you will feel you're a failure in everything that you do, so much to the point that you won't even try something. So we need to be really aware of this, okay? This is why most things don't work to start with. We try and do too much at once. Let's try and take it step by step, fundamentals, foundations, build on them brick by brick to create a lifestyle that you actually enjoy and you get fit and healthy at the same time, okay? Now, there's 4 elements of sustainable health. First up is enjoyable movement. So find activities that you genuinely look forward to and aim to 3 to 5 sessions a week. It could be walking, swimming, dancing, anything like that, Zumba, kettlebell, spinning, whatever, okay? The best exercise is the one that you actually do. Now, what I want you to do initially is focus on some form of resistance training because that's got so many benefits in terms of bone density, overall health and wellness, and functional movement as well. And then if you can find exercise to fit in and around that you really enjoy, that's going to be great. Okay, and at some point you will start to enjoy the resistance side of things because you will feel the benefits, you will see your progression, and you will enjoy that. So that's something I want you to persist with initially, is the resistance side of stuff, and then find exercise you enjoy in and around that. And it's just going to help keep the whole thing more sustainable and just more enjoyable, the whole process, okay? That's the first thing. That's the first element. The next element is going to be nutrition, obviously in a balanced format. So focus on whole foods, focus on protein each meal, plenty of vegetables, all the kind of basics there, but allowing for flexibility while maintaining consistent patterns to nourish your body. So basically what I mean by this is that you can allow yourself a bit of chocolate or a bit of cake or a pizza now and again, as long as the vast majority of the time you are consistent with nourishing your body well with good quality, wholesome foods, okay? The next element is sleep quality. Now, I want you to prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, and I want you to create a consistent bedtime routine to optimize your sleep environment for proper recovery and hormone regulation. Big one there is the hormone regulation. Guys and girls, it's very important we have a regulated hormone kind of consistency level. And I know some people won't be able to get a great amount of sleep every single night, but you can definitely compromise on the quality of sleep by setting yourself a good bedtime routine. Everything's fairly consistent. That way we can set your circadian rhythm into a good place so your body kind of knows what's going on, okay? And then we have stress management. So stress management is bigger than you think in terms of an element of sustainable health, because when we are stressed, it's very difficult to be motivated for exercise. It's very difficult to stay motivated with food. It's very difficult to lose body fat and look lean and toned when we are stressed out because of hormone imbalances. So we want to incorporate some daily practices. It could be meditation, it could be deep breathing, gentle movement, could even be reading a book, listening to a podcast. These things are going to help support your overall well-being, including your mental and physical health. Okay, so stress management, very important. Please do not overlook that as one of these elements of sustainable health and fitness. So let's go into nutrition now, embracing the 80-20 principle. Now, you know the 80-20 principle, very, very important, fundamental when it comes to fitness, when it comes to nutrition, sorry. So if you strive for 100% perfection with your nutrition, it will fail. Trust me, it will fail. Instead, you need to aim for 80% consistency. And if you do this and allow 20% flexibility, you will enjoy life's pleasures and you will enjoy your nutrition forever. Trust me on this. Consistency trumps perfection every single time. What you do most of the time matters far more than occasional indulgences, okay? Build habits that you can maintain week after week, not just a 30-day challenge. I would rather you sustain an 80-20 over 4 months than doing 100% for 30 days, then going 30 days and just eating anything you want and going right back to square one. It's far better off doing the 80-20 long term, okay? The planned flexibility allows you to enjoy special occasions, holidays, and celebrations without the guilt because you're aware that they're coming up. You're aware you're going to balance everything in and around it. And it helps you not deviate from your plan because that is part of your plan. And there'll be no more starting over. So you will replace the kind of I'll restart Monday mindset with I'm just going to get back on it next meal. Simple. Think rationally about the process. I talk about this a lot, thinking rationally, but it's very important that you do so. This kind of mindset prevents any one-off meal planning becoming a week-long deviation because you think, oh, sod it, I've messed up. What's the point? Just get back on it next meal. Nice and straightforward. 80-20 is just one of the greatest ways to go around your nutrition that there is, okay? And you can even go to 70-30 if you want to go a little bit more, but 80-20 I generally find is the perfect balance with that. And then fitness that fits your life, okay? So number one is busy seasons. Now, during hectic periods, focus on maintenance rather than progress. Sometimes in life, it's going to be pretty impossible to make drastic progress. So focus on maintenance in those situations, okay? In this kind of, in a busy season, for example, it could be quick, efficient workouts and simple meal prep is the way to go, okay? When you're really, really pressed for time and you've got a lot going on, it could be summer holidays, okay? If you're a parent with young kids, summer holidays, let's maintain. Let's focus on how you can maintain during those months when the kids go back to school and you've got a bit more time to yourself and a bit more time you can focus on yourself, then you put your foot to the floor, okay? Travel and disruption is another one, all right? So have adaptable routines for when you're away from home. So it could be a hotel room workout. It could be flexible eating strategies when you're out and about. It could be portable habits to keep you consistent. But the thing about building habits is that when you do that, they stay automated even when your life isn't in the same sync as it normally is, okay? That's why it's so important to build habits. And we build habits by being consistent even when we don't want to do things. That builds habits. When you build those habits, that breeds confidence, okay? Recovery phases, do not miss these out as well. So not every month needs to be about fat loss. It doesn't need to be about performance gains. It doesn't need to be about going hell for leather. Plan deliberate periods for maintenance and recovery to prevent burnout. So every now and again, just think, you know what, I'm going to have a slower week this week just to help my mind recover as much as anything. It's not going to be possible to do workouts this week, so I'm just going to get my steps in. I'm going to slow down a touch. I can't diet as hard this week as I normally would, so I'm just going to relax a bit more, eat a bit more good quality food, maybe have some fish and chips one night, you know, these types of things. But again, if you're planning it into your mindset, then it's not a stress reaction. You know something's coming. You are planned for it. You are prepared. You are fully in control. When you're fully in control, you breed confidence, okay? And then life transitions. So this can be major life changes. It could be a new job. It could be parenthood. It could be moving. Adjust expectations and rebuild your habits appropriately around your new circumstances, okay? Again, nothing is set in stone here. We need to adapt and adjust as you do different things in life, as you get to different stages of life. And it's just a case of moving with it and just adapting to the situation, okay? And again, if you're open to this and you're not just stressing out if something doesn't go to plan, if you're open to it and you're kind of thinking, yeah, okay, let's figure out a way around this, you're already halfway there. You know, that's a really big step forward and we need to constantly be in that mindset. So there's the sustainability test here. So I want you to ask these questions to yourself about any health practice. Number one, could I realistically maintain this a year from now? Okay. Number two, would this work during my busiest season? So is it sustainable during my busiest time of the year? Number three, does this allow flexibility for life's important moments? And by that, I mean your kid's graduation. It could be a wedding. It could be a birthday party, whatever. Number four, does this support my physical and mental well-being? And number five, can this evolve with me as my life is going to change? If you answered no to any of those questions, your approach may need adjusting. All right, so we need sustainable habits to bend around your life, but don't break when life gets challenging. So ask yourself those 5 questions. And if you answered no to any of them, that is something we need to look at, okay? Next up, creating your non-negotiables. It's very important we have non-negotiables in life because it keeps us pretty much on track, okay? So number one, identify your foundation habits. I want you to select 3 to 5 key practices that form the backbone of your health routine. It might include daily steps, a weekly strength training program. It could be vegetables every meal. It could be protein every meal. Identify your foundation habits, okay? Second non-negotiable, establish minimum viable levels even. So for each habit, determine the absolute minimum, you can maintain even during challenging times. So an example here would be workouts wise, I can do 1 to 2 workouts in an extremely busy week, or I can get 7,000 steps in today because I'm sitting down most of the day. Establish a minimum viable level. Number 3, schedule according to your life. Plan your health practices around your existing commitments rather than forcing life to accommodate rigid health routines. This will dramatically increase your adherence to it, okay? So plan your health practices around existing commitments, all right? So not force and accommodate rigid health routines in it. And then number 4, track consistency, not perfection. So monitor how consistently you maintain your non-negotiables over weeks, over months, not daily perfection. Do not look at it on a daily perspective. Look at it from a bigger perspective. So look for patterns and adjust as needed. Adjust the approach as you need to. Okay, so track for consistency, not for perfection. Right, next up, we are looking at practical meal planning that is going to last long term. So the flexible framework approach, okay? Rather than rigid meal plans that will inevitably fail, create a framework that guides choices while allowing adaptation. So first up is template meals, okay? Develop 3 to 4 breakfast options, 5 to 6 lunch templates, and 7 to 8 dinner formulas you can prepare easily. It doesn't even have to be that many. I have 2 breakfast choices that I go to as my go-to thing. I'll have 3 lunch options probably that I go to as my go-to, and I'll have 5 dinner options that I go to as my go-to, okay? So if you can get those in your kind of almost little recipe book you create yourself, again, it takes the stress away, makes things far, far easier to stick to. Plan around life, so schedule more complex cooking for less busy days. So have ultra simple options ready for hectic periods in life. If you know it's going to be a busy day, say Tuesdays, all sorts going on, there's meetings, there's kid stuff going on, you're going to get a workout in, all this stuff, plan an ultra simple day that day, okay? Really important you do that. And also account for social meals and special occasions into your week as well. So if you know that something's coming up on a Thursday evening, plan that into your week and plan around it. So on Thursday day, you're going to be really good with your food, make good choices. Wednesday evening, you're going to have a really good healthy dinner. Friday, you are right back on plan, okay? Thursday evening, boom, go for it, enjoy your social event. And then batch cook basics. So just prepare versatile components. So it could be proteins, roasted veg, it could be whole grains, that kind of stuff. These can be mixed and matched throughout the week for efficient, flexible eating. You can freeze them, you can batch cook them. It's just really important you kind of have those fundamentals in place, okay? Now, your action plan for this week. First up is to identify your current season. So assess your life right now, the circumstances in your life right now. Are you in a busy time of life? Is it stable? Is it transitional? Is it a recovery phase? And your health approach should match your current reality. So have a think about your current season. Define your non-negotiables from there. So write down 3 to 5 health practices you can realistically maintain during challenging weeks. And be specific about these parameters, okay? Number 3, create your flexible meal framework. So outline your go-to meals and snacks. So plan your shopping accordingly, okay? Building building options for prepared meals and quick and easy assembly alternatives. If I can speak and read properly, it'd be handy, wouldn't it? So basically, create a flexible meal framework for your week. Go-to meals and snacks, plan your shopping around that. Schedule for success. So block time in your calendar for your non-negotiables. Treat them with the same importance as work meetings or family commitments. I talk about this one a lot, but it's very important you do so. Block that time out. That is gospel. That is a really, really important time for you in the week from a mental as well as physical standpoint as well. Schedule them into your weekly plan, and then apply the sustainability test for each element of your plan. Honestly ask yourself, can I maintain this a year from now? Can you do that? Is this maintainable for a year from now? And adjust anything that feels unsustainable for life and you can't maintain a year from now. So the key is just keep it simple, do it often, and live your life a bit. You know, the goal isn't to be perfect at health and fitness. The goal is to be consistent enough that enhances your life, basically, without consuming your whole life. So remember, small actions compound over time into profound results. Important you remember that. I know I talk about it a lot. I probably ingrain it in your brain, but small, consistent actions compound over time into massive things. Trust the process, embrace flexibility, and focus on creating a healthy lifestyle that brings joy for years and years and years to come, okay? So hopefully this has just reinforced a lot of those things that we know, but we probably miss sometimes, okay? Let me know if you've got any questions about this, but make sure you do the homework in here today. Ask yourself those questions, plan accordingly, and let's continue to rock and roll from there. Let me know if you need anything, guys, and I'll speak to you in the next one.